about to hit the track, and that is Senior X30.
Yeah, let's have a look at the starting lineup. We'll bring that to you. Of course, quite a big group of karts coming out on this one, but Aaron Walker and Harry Platten crucially starting on that front row. Sam Heading and Sam Shaw, they'll go from row 2.
Kalai Atkins and Marcus Littlewood start from row 3 with Aaron Brown, privateer driver, and Gus Lawrence, defending O-Plate champion, on the outside of row 4.
To Premium Karting Lockout on row 5 for the top 10. Louis Johnson Cool and Alessandro Serenetti go from that row. Harvey Ryby and Lucas Ellingham, they'll go from row 6.
Thomas Fleming and Derek Morgan go from row number 7. Caden McQueen and Lewis Mackey start from row number 8.
Reggie Dewey and Harry Torpy go from row 9. Ty Stansfield and Reese Newburn go from row 10.
Christopher Bingham and Sam Lewis are next up on row number 11, ahead of Michael Rapsey and JP Slater. Thomas Pryor, Stephanie Obeka and Stephen DeCaza round out your 27 strong starting lineup.
Into the tram lines they go, and here we go. Green flag out, 8 minutes of racing plus 1 lap. Great start from Serenetti at the start of that one. Sorry, it's Aaron Walker. Sorry, it's a great start from that one. Takes the lead early and moves into the lead quite some way, I have to say, from Platten. One off in the background.
Is one of the premium karting entries. That looks like it could have been the number 61 of Louis Johnson Cool.
It was.
But I noticed Marcus Littlewood there in the red and white Birrell chassis. He got a big tank slapper on halfway through that first chicane, the Bruno Ferrari S's, that sort of slowed him down and sort of caused a bit of a concertina effect behind him. They ever managed to not bump into each other and have an incident, but it did mean that the top 4 or 5 are able to ease away a little bit. Sam Heading, good start from number 7, MDL racing driver, the Mark and Dave Litchfield run number 7 of Sam Heading, who of course has been on really strong run of form lately, won the last round of the British Championship, and he is in 3rd place with Sam Shaw behind him.
Yeah, so there's Gus Lawrence, the O-Plate, and there is the recovering Louis Johnson Cool.
The recovering stroke retiring Louis Johnson Cool, it looks like.
Yeah. That kart being very slowly driven back into the pit lane. Now Platten very close onto the back of Walker here and is going to go for the move for the race lead. Nicely timed. Watch for the switchback. No switchback seen. Could manage to hold that kart quite tight to that inside line there.
Yeah. That's the advantage of having tyres that are still relatively new.
Fresh, yeah.
Yes, they did 5 minutes of qualifying, and then this is the second race lap,
yeah.
So there's still a lot of grip in those tyres. But Platten, Walker, Shaw, certainly nobody getting away now at the front. That second group has caught the top 4. The number 2, 3, 4 of Kalai Atkins is there in P5, with then Littlewood in 6th, Serenetti, Lawrence, and privateer driver, number 146, keep an eye out on for the red and white Birrell ART kart of Aaron Brown.
Yeah.
Local driver from Lincoln.
A couple of big movers out there as well. Lucas Ellingham, the 99, up 5 places, currently in P7. I think he's actually just gone down into P10 now, so he did make some good moves, but he's dropped down again now. But again, some big movers out there nonetheless.
Yeah, there was almost a big move there from Alessandro Serenetti, who went steaming around the outside, but managed to get the kart slowed down, but then lost a position coming out of the corner. And Serenetti then was a bit of a bottleneck as he slips back to the 9th place, 8th or 9th place. So yeah, the number 96 premium karting driver showing that he's not afraid of late braking. Oh, and there is the number 8 kart of Lewis Mackey for the Fusion Motorsport team. Lewis, who's not driving full time this year, he's doing it on mechanicking, but he's bringing the number 8 seed out for this event, and maybe a little bit of ring rust there as he misjudged that manoeuvre ever so slightly, but carries on.
Yeah, been on the spanners more than racing this year, but he has raced at Kart Masters as well, didn't he?
So just occasional one-off races for Lewis. As there's a move for the race lead, change of lead. Harry Platten, the GP plate holder, goes into top spot.
Yep. Sam Shaw still there in P3. Close company though. Kalai Atkin and Marcus Littlewood as well, just behind. So lots of changing in there, and just Walker going super defensive there in towards the Fullerton S's, and just thinking, no, I'm going to stop any advantage that could be coming towards my way. And down the inside there goes Marcus Littlewood. Gets down the inside of Kalai Atkins. Atkins now falling down the order a little bit. But nice big group at the front here. No one really pushing it, which is where you see the senior element come in, because no one's really using their tyres much. They're saving them.
Yes, they're thinking about tomorrow afternoon, which is the most important part of the weekend. You see the back of this league group, number 99, Lucas Ellingham, the Jack Dex Racing team, is also attached himself to the tail end of this league group. There's 10 of them, I believe. Then there's a bit of a gap back to Serenetti and Thomas Fleming. Then it's Brown, Dewey, McQueen, Torpy, Ryby, Stansfield, and the number 48 of Derek Morgan. As there's Sam Shaw has a little look at Marcus Littlewood and now gets defensive at the short shoot to prevent Lucas Ellingham from going through.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Sam went for that one. He did just get overtaken by both Gus Lawrence and Marcus Littlewood at the first hairpin. So, yeah, wanting to get back at that one quicker, or rather sooner rather than later. So, yeah, unfortunately didn't pan out for him. Now he's got a bit of a gap in front, and now he's got the 99 of Lucas Ellingham just behind as well. So crossing the line. 3 minutes to go then. 5 laps completed. We're on lap 6, and Platten still leads the way from Walker, who is very, very close behind. Those two absolutely line astern. More gaps further down. Reggie Dewey's had a good start to his race. He's up 4 positions. Aaron Brown has struggled in this early half of the race. He is down 10 places now in P17. Not what you want to see at the start of the weekend, but nonetheless, he'll be looking after those tyres, I'm sure, and we'll see him come thick and fast in the latter part of the day and maybe even tomorrow as well. But a lot of these drivers just trying to find their, I think, pace and position so far today, because they're going to be learning a lot in these first few heats.
Yeah, although Fleming, McQueen and Dewey aren't where they would like to be, they haven't been battling. They've just been sitting line astern, following each other, and saving their tyres. Of course, every time that they change position, the drivers change position, they use a little bit more of their tyre than they would just by running nose to tail. Oh, and there is Serenetti out of the race. So, yeah, he's had an energetic start to things, but the number 96 premium karting entry is out of the race as Gus Lawrence sets a new fastest lap.
Yeah, there he is, P4 at the moment, catching up on these 3 that are scrapping away, and down the inside goes Walker, and heading now side by side with Platten. Gus Lawrence now switches to the outside. Watch for the cutback here, and he'll get the inside line as they then go into the Fullerton S's. No, hasn't got the waft out of the corner. Slots back there into P4. Time running out, and now Walker with a slight advantage.
So Bobby Game corner on lap number 7, just under 90 seconds to go. Lawrence taking his time, just picking them off one by one. Started this race from 8th, he's now running in 4th. Walker just checks over his shoulder, sees Platten heading. Heading is content to sit behind Harry Platten at the moment and push him, get as much of a slipstream as possible out onto the banking. They will catch Walker coming down the hill towards the first hairpin, so they're not concerned about Walker pulling a little bit of a gap, because the slipstream effect will come into effect here. And you can see Platten's not close enough to make a lunge, but yeah, certainly not out of touch yet.
No, very much not. So hairpin 2 now, and look at that. Yeah, like you say, that gap that he had there, the last lap, it was about 2 or 3 kart lengths. Now you could barely squeeze 1 in that gap, so they definitely have closed up. 30 seconds left on the timer then, so I would say we've still got 2 more laps of this one. They'll get to the start-finish line. They won't see the last lap board until they'll next come round after seeing the last few seconds on the board this time around. So yeah, I feel like we are going to potentially see another move for the race lead. Where it comes is going to be a question. I reckon maybe into the S's. Yeah,
everyone checking over their shoulders just to see, how many drivers there are behind them. Now we start seeing Walker defend a little bit going into the banking, and this is going to close not just the top 5 up, but it could potentially bring in Ellingham, Shaw and Atkins and Mackie, who runs 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th at the moment. Now there's Littlewood going to the wide line going into the first hairpin. He's going to have a good run up towards hairpin number 2, but of course he's got a track full of karts in front of him, so he can't capitalise on that extra momentum. And here comes Ellingham and Atkins in 6th and 7th, with Shaw with them as well. As the clock strikes 0, we've got a lap and a bit to go, Anthony, and it's going to be a 9-kart battle by my calculations for this win.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, last lap board out then this time for the entire pack. 5-second time penalty. Lewis Mackey in the number 8, currently P9. So he's not going to be able to do anything from the back of that grid. He may gain places, but as long as he's got 5 seconds to that group behind him, which has he got that?
No, he does not. It's
No,
going to
2
cost
seconds.
Lewis Mackie a top 15 position. So, over the bridge, the final time, through turn number 4 and down the hill. Walker still leads, but defends. So does Platten. Now Platten tries to swing round the outside, and he's going to miss the apex. That's going to make him susceptible, but it's a good run up the straight towards hairpin number 2, and still Walker defending manfully. And again, it's a stout defence from Walker going into Terry Fullerton S's, and I think that Harry Platten, of course, with having Sam Heading so close behind him, he's going to be a bit stuck here. Here comes Heading, and there is a defensive move from Platten, which pretty much gives Walker the race.
Yeah, definitely so. And like you say, first race of the day. It's just kind of you don't need to defend so hard, but they are going to cross the line. They'll go. Walker will take it from Platten, Heading, Lawrence, Littlewood. Calais Atkins finishes in P6. Lucas Ellingham, an impressive 5 places gained in that one, will finish in P7 from Sam Shaw. Lewis Mackie crosses the line in 9th place, but with that 5-second time penalty, sees him drop down to around about 16th place or so. Yeah,
that'll put him behind the likes of Fleming, McQueen, Ryby, Morgan, Dewey and Stansfield. Aaron Brown falls to 16th position overall. Chris Bingham finishes 17th, then JP Slater, Harry Torpy and Sam Lewis rounds out the top 20 ahead of Thomas Pryor, Reece Newburn, then Stephanie Hobika, Stephen DeKaiser, and then we lost Serenetti. Michael Rapsey also retired, and Billy Johnson Cool. So another lively encounter to start the Senior X30 proceedings off.